Question number one, it's a spreadsheet problem from chapter number one. Assume that when you are 25 years old and you plan to aggressively save for your retirement by contributing $5,000 a year. A relative of yours tell you to forget about entering 10% or more a year because that is very unlikely to happen, which is true. He also tells you that you should not worry too much about whether you earn, for example, 6% or 7%, because it will not make a lot of difference in your final wealth. You decide to see for yourself the various results that could occur by doing some calculation. Fill in the following spreadsheet with the combinations indicated. Determine the difference in outcomes between 9% for 40 years and 10% for 40 years. And second requirement is calculate the difference between earning 6% and earning 7% for 20, 30, and 40 years. How do you respond to your relative? So we have to complete this table. This is a kind of annuity because you are contributing $5,000 every year. And for example, if we take the first row, the time period is fixed, which is 20 years, and the interest rate is 5%. So it becomes an annuity with 20 years, 5% interest rate, and an annual installment payment of $5,000. So to solve this, we can either use this formula, which is an annuity formula. Uh, I'm sure you have used it in the basic finance courses when you have studied time value of money. So this is the payment, annual payment, which is 5,000 in this example. And then we have I, which is an interest rate, which are given over here, 5%, 6% till 10%. And these are the number of periods n, which are given over here. So our one period is one equal to 1 year, so 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, 35 and 40 years, and then again divided by the interest rate. So here we will calculate these things using Excel. So even if you use this formula, it will give you the same results. So let's try this out. So now we have to press the equal sign, then because it's a future value of annuity, then we will put the FV, that's a built-in formula which stands for the future value. Click on it. Then it will ask you to put a rate. So we will give it this 5% rate. You can either write 5% over here, or you can give it direction to the specific cell where your interest rate is given. Then it will ask for n periods. So our number of periods are 20 years. So here we will give it the location where our periods are present. Then it will ask for the payment, which is 5,000, which is given in this cell. Then it will ask for the present value. If our annuity is like that, in which we have something at time 0, then we will put that value over here. But in this example, there is no present value, so we will just put it 0. Then it will ask for the type. So yeah, as you know from the basic courses, that the annuity is of two type. One is an ordinary type, in which the cash flows occur at the end of the period, and another is the annuity due, in which the cash flows occur at the beginning of the period. So you can specify 0 or 1 because this is an ordinary annuity, so we will just put 0 and close this. Press enter, and this will give you the future value of annuity. Excel by default give it a negative value, so you can put negative sign in anywhere, which will make it positive. So this will be our future value of if we deposit $5,000 every year, and the interest rate is 5%, and we keep doing it for 20 years, we will get $165,329.77. In a similar way, we can calculate for others, right? For example, for this one, we write future value, then we will give it the rate, then we will give it 20 years, then we give it 5,000, then we will provide 00, and this is it. So the same way we will give a negative sign over here, which will make it positive. Similarly, the future value, and the rate is 7% over here, then we have period 20, and then we have $5,000, then we have 0, then we have another 0, and this is it. By doing this again and again, you will get these calculations. So here, if you see this like in a 5% column, so if we invest $5,000 at a rate of 5% for 20 years, this will be our amount. But if we do it for 40 years, our amount will be five-folds, right? So if we invest $5,000 for 20 years at a 5% rate, it will be 165,329. And if we get the 6%, it will increase to 183, 927. And if we get the 7% returns, then that will be 200, 4,977.46. So you can see from this table, if the interest rate increases or the returns increases, our terminal wealth will grow. If the time period increases in the same return rates, our terminal wealth again grows. So as the question asked, that it doesn't make a difference, you can respond to uh, your relative that it makes a lot of difference if the interest rate changes or the returns changes. The higher returns will increase your terminal wealth a lot.